Welcome to another episode of Tricks of the Trademark with me, Eric Pelton. Here, I share insights, tips, and advice based on my 25 years of experience helping businesses protect and build bold brands. While my work focuses almost exclusively on trademark protection, a question that comes up all the time, of course, with clients and potential clients is this a patent? Is it eligible for copyright protection? What's the difference between a copyright and a trademark, or a patent and a trademark? And oftentimes confusion between these three core types of intellectual property. So I want to break them down briefly in this video today. Patent covers inventions that are novel, original, and have some sort of industrial utility. So it's often equipment or machinery, but it can be other things, and that's what's protected by patents. Now, a patent registration generally lasts for 20 years from the time the application was filed. So it has a shorter lifespan, you'll see, compared to the other types of intellectual property, but it has tremendous protection if something is eligible and registered. A trademark is anything that indicates the source of a product or service and helps differentiate it from competitors' products or services. This is generally a brand name, but it could be a logo or a slogan, or could be color or sound or other things, but the vast majority are brand names, logos, and slogans. Trademark gets registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, although patents and trademarks are really two entirely separate divisions within the Patent and Trademark Office. And a trademark registration can last for an unlimited amount of time, making it unique compared to the other forms of intellectual property. A trademark registration can be renewed over and over again as long as the mark is still in use with the relevant products or services. And a trademark registration can use the R with a circle sign. For patents, there is no symbol, but you will often see fine print about patent pending or patent registration number, but there is no symbol like there is for trademarks or for copyrights. For copyrights, they cover creative expressions and works. So when we think about film or literature or art or photography or music, basically types of content, creative output, those are things that are generally eligible for copyright protection and copyright registration. Copyrights can get registered with the Library of Congress. The Copyright Office is part of the Library of Congress, part of the federal government, and copyright generally lasts the life of the author plus 70 years. Copyright symbol is generally the C with a circle, and then you'll see the year of creation after that and the name of the owner. So a proper copyright notice for this podcast would be copyright symbol 2024, Eric M. Pelton and Associates, PLLC. Now, those are some of the key fundamentals. Of course, there's a lot more nuance to each of them. And of course, where it gets even more complicated is that there's sometimes overlap because a business or even a product within a business might sometimes have elements that are protected by each of these concepts of intellectual property. So for example, Coca-Cola, the Coke name and Coca-Cola name and logo with the iconic script are registered trademarks of Coca-Cola. Coke also does a great job with advertising. So for example, the famous Clydesdale commercials that they usually run during the Super Bowl, that content, the cinematography, the film, the content of those commercials and advertisements is a copyrighted work. protected by copyright. And then Coke also owns patents for things related to its bottling processes and other mechanics that relate to how Coca-Cola is made and bottled. So when you look at a bottle of Coke, you might be thinking about all three forms of intellectual property that we've been talking about. Another example, the iPhone. The name iPhone and the Apple name and logo are well-known registered trademarks, protecting the brand for the phone and the manufacturer. But within the iPhone, the software and possibly the graphics for some of those apps and icons could be copyright protection and registered copyright works potentially. And some of the chips and cameras and other mechanical features that make up the iPhone could be patentable inventions and devices. So within one product or even service, there can be more than one type of intellectual property. And that's why intellectual property is really a portfolio of possible protections and rights that a business can have. And having one doesn't mean that you can't have the others. They're four different things, and sometimes those things can blur and overlap. I hope that's been a useful explanation of some of the differences between patent, trademark, and copyright. If you have questions, please reach out to us and schedule a free initial consultation at ericpelton.com. You've just listened to another episode of Tricks of the Trademark with me, Eric Pelton. For lots more episodes, videos, content, links, blog posts, and more, visit our website at www.ericpelton.com.